The intent of this video is to explore a new technique I want you to use. And essentially what I want you to do is to ask a job candidate to describe the attributes of others that he admires and other people that he finds problematic. Now, some people respond with, well, why are we doing that? Because I'm interested in his attributes, not these attributes of the people he works with or friends of his or other parents he has to deal with at the soccer league. I want to know about the job candidate. But here's what I've discovered from 30 years of interviewing. When I ask you a question about you, tell me about a time you did something, describe a time that you had to resolve a conflict, that's when you go to those rehearsed answers. And you know what I'm looking for, so you tell me essentially what you think I want to hear. What I've discovered from listening over the years is that when I ask you to describe to me on that team that you served on, if you were going to pick somebody different to be a leader, who would you pick and why would you pick them? And if there is one individual you wouldn't want to work with on another team, who would that person be? And what attributes do they have? And what makes them a poor team member, and why wouldn't you want them on your team? And what I've discovered is that when I ask people to describe others, they get away from their rehearsed responses. And when they tell me something like, well, you know, I wouldn't bring Jack aboard. Jack's extremely opinionated, and I get very frustrated in dealing with Jack because he doesn't listen. He's not interested in trying to come up with a group solution, and I really like to listen to other people in the group. I can learn a lot from other people. So Jimmy I find very frustrating, and I don't want to bring him aboard. And when I ask that same candidate to describe somebody they'd like to have on their team, and they describe Carol. Carol's a get-her-done kind of person. Carol's the kind of person that if you give her the task, you know it's going to get done. And then I usually follow up with, well, do the other team members view Carol as being a real get-her-done kind of person? And sometimes what I hear is the candidates say, well, I know the other team members don't like her that much, but that's because their feelings get hurt. You know, and I'm not there to deal with people's feelings. I'm there to get a job done. So that's why I bring Carol aboard, and I think she really is a get-her-done person, and that's what I like, and it really helps me a lot. Now, what you just discovered is that job candidate told us an awful lot about who they are when I asked them to describe other people. And also what I've learned through 30 years of interviewing is that also is a much more honest, genuine answer I've gotten when I'm not as direct and I ask them, tell me about you. When I ask them to tell me about someone else, you are going to get a much more candid response. So try it and see if what you get back from the candidate. I think what you're going to find out is you are going to open up a much more honest dialogue with somebody, and you're going to learn a lot about who you're about to hire.